Good morning, fourth grade online learners. Welcome to science class, April 29th, 2021. We do have a quiz tomorrow. I haven't seen you guys for a while because of the PSSAs, but there is a quiz tomorrow, and it is based on the study guide. And here are the vocabulary words for motions of the Earth and the Moon. Rotation. Each turn on the Earth's axis is a rotation. Lunar eclipse. This happens when the moon passes into the Earth's shadow and is not lighted by sunlight. New moon. The phase when no light from the moon is seen. Axis. The imaginary line the Earth turns on. Phases of the moon. Changes in the lighted side of the moon that you see from Earth. Revolution. A trip around the sun that equals 1 year on Earth. I made this quiz yesterday, and I can guarantee you most, if not all, of those vocabulary words are on the quiz. So please study your study guides, whether it's here in school or on Google Classroom at home under Lesson Plans and Study Guides, Week 34. Main ideas. Each planet revolves around the sun at different rates. This revolution equals 1 year and will vary from planet to planet. Planets in the solar system rotate at different speeds. A lunar eclipse happens 2 to 4 times per year. The same side of the moon always faces the Earth due to how much it rotates. A first quarter moon will be half shaded. A full moon is a whole moon with no shading. Sunlight always lights one half of the moon. It is summer when the northern half of the Earth torches towards the sun. The tilt of the Earth on its axis causes Earth's seasons. Please remember that for the quiz. I want to see how far I can get talking about the lesson from the book, and this starts on page D68. Earth makes one complete trip around the sun in a year. At the start of the new year, Earth is in the same position in relation to the sun as it was at the start of the year before. While orbiting the sun, Earth also turns on an imaginary line called the axis. With each rotation or turn on Earth's axis, there is one period of daylight and one period of night. Each axis is tilted at a 23.5 degree angle from its orbit. The tilt of the Earth on its axis and its orbit around the sun causes Earth's seasons. As Earth orbits the sun, different parts of it are tilted toward the sun. When the northern half of Earth tilts towards the sun, it is summer there. Sunlight hits that part of the Earth's surface more directly. This causes the temperatures to rise and the period of daylight to be longer. When the northern half of the Earth tilts away from the sun, it is winter there. Sunlight hits that part of the Earth less directly. The temperatures are lower and the period of daylight is shorter. Changes in the seasons bring changes in the weather. The weather and amount of sunlight affect how plants grow. Plants grow in summer when the period of daylight is long and it is warm. Animals feed on the plants. Many plants die in the winter when it is cold. Some animals leave cold areas before the start of winter. They go to warmer places then return in the spring. Makes me think of birds flying south for the winter. How the moon moves. When you look at the moon, you always see the same craters and mountains. You see the same features because the same side of the moon always faces Earth. Half of the moon is always lighted by sunlight. But as the moon orbits Earth, the amount of lighted side facing Earth changes. These changes produce the phases of the moon. Why does the same side of the moon always face Earth? Like Earth, the moon rotates on its axis. The moon rotates once every 27.3 days. The moon also orbits the Earth once every 27.3 days. Because the two motions take the same amount of time, the same side of the moon always faces Earth. You have probably noticed that the moon seems to change shape from one night to the next. Why? You know the moon does not make its own light. Instead, it reflects light from the sun. Half of the moon is nearly always sunlight. As the moon orbits the earth, the amount of the lighted side facing earth changes. These changes produce phases of the moon. And Mrs. Oliver's here.
If you want to pause that for a minute.
Okay, I'm just going to pause this video for 1 second, and we will be right back to you.